Hello, my name is Adistirana Putty, and I would like to tell you a story about Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a girl called Cinderella. She was happily with her mother and her father, until her mother died and her father had married a widow with two daughters. Her stepfather didn't like her one little bit, but for the poor unhappy girl, there was nothing at all. Her stepmother has two daughters, and they were very bossy. No rest and no comfort. She had to work hard all day. Only when evening came was she allowed to sit for a while by the fire near the cinder. That's why everybody called her Cinderella. Cinderella used to spend long hours all alone talking to the cat, and the cat always said, "Meow," which really means, "Cheer up, you have something neither of your stepsister has, and that is beauty." It was quite true. Cinderella, even dressed in old rags, was a lovely girl, while her stepsister, no matter how splendid and elegant their clothes, were still clumsy, lumpy, ugly, and it always would be. One day, the new dresses arrived at the house. A ball was to be held at the palace, and the stepsisters were getting ready to go. Cinderella didn't even dare to ask if she could go too. She knew very well what the answer would be. You staying at home, scrub the floor, and turn down the bed for your stepsister. They will come home tired and sleepy. Cinderella sighed. Oh, I'm so unhappy. And the cat murmured, "Meow." Suddenly, something amazing happened. As Cinderella was sitting alone, there was a burst of light and the fairy appeared. "Don't be alarmed, Cinderella," said the fairy. "I know you would love to go to the ball, and so you saw." "How can I, dressed in rags?" Cinderella replied. Then the fairy smiled. With the flick of her magic wand, Cinderella found herself wearing the most beautiful dress she had ever seen. "And for your coach, a woman never got to a ball on foot. Quick, get me a pumpkin." "Oh, of course," said Cinderella, rushing away. Then the fairy turned to the cat. "You, bring me 7 mice, and remember, they must be alive." Cinderella soon returned with a pumpkin and a cat with 7 mice he had caught in the cellar. With the flick of the magic wand, a pumpkin turned into a sparkling coach, and the mice became 6 white horses, and the 7 mice turned into a coachman wearing a smart uniform and carrying a whip. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. "You shall go to the ball, Cinderella, but remember, you must leave at midnight. That is when my spell ends. Your coach will turn back into a pumpkin, and the horse will become mice again. You will be dressed in rags and wearing cloaks instead of this glass slipper. Do you understand?" Then Cinderella smiled and said, "Yes, I understand." Cinderella had a wonderful time at the ball until she heard the first stroke of midnight. She remembered what the fairy had said. Without a word of goodbye, she slipped from Prince's arm and ran down the step. As she ran, she slipped and fell down the stair. Her head hit the rock and died that night. Because of that, the prince was very sad, and a couple of months later, he killed himself. The end. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.